Hi, my name is Beth Hiley here for BoardGameGeek. I'm here with Moritz Brumhofer from Hums and Gluck, and you're here today to show us a quick demo of Paleo. So today we have Eric as our magic hand showing us the box. And Moritz, what can you tell us a little bit about this game? What are we trying to accomplish?
Hey, great to meet you online. So good. Well, Paleo is, when the name suggests maybe already for some people, it's playing the Stone Age time. I think we actually seem to like it, Hans and Gluck, with Stone Age, and we also had Hunters and Gatherers this year new. We love Mammoth, and so we are going to hunt down some of them this time. Paleo is a cooperative game, so we are basically trying to survive in the Stone Age times, and thus by getting food, crafting some basic tools, and as I already said, surviving. So each of us is playing a team, like the beautiful hands of Eric are showing us right now. So exactly, perfect, thank you. He's distributing now our starting team for 2 players. So everyone starts with 2 people. Can you reveal them? Thank you. So, in this case, the one player has 2 craftsmen, the other one a guardian and a scout, something like that, yeah.
Gatherer.
So you're, excuse me?
Oh, the Gatherer.
Yeah. A Gatherer.
Gatherer and the Guardian.
Gatherer, yes. Gatherer, Scout, they're pretty similar. The Gatherer actually comes with a special tool. So we all team up a little bit. You see a couple of stats there, like typical life stats, and they have sometimes exactly, thank you, they come with a token. And then you also see some symbols on the lower left, which indicate their ability. So this token for exactly this shows how good you are in crafting and in dexterity things. The eye shows you how good you are in intellectual things or in perception. And then there's a spear, which shows strength. So it's a pretty typical or abilities they have. This team you're guiding through the Stone Age, and well, I already spoiler a little bit. It's not uncommon that not all of them will make it through the first through the turn or through the level. Let's say it like that. If a person dies, and that is obviously when all the life points are taken, you get one of those skulls we just saw. And when our team collects 5 of those skulls, then we're doomed and we lose the game. That is obviously not what we want. Thank you, like these 5 skulls, if we get them, then we lose the level and we have to start new or to get through it. If we want to win, we have to collect 5 of those paintings, which is actually a very, very hard to make 5 pieces puzzle. Yeah, thank you. That is awesomely done. Very good. So if we do the cave painting together, we instantly win. And the word instantly is actually pretty important. That makes a difference sometimes because there can be very, very tight situations where you're making choices and the one choice might lead, you're already in 4 skulls and you exactly get that last one. But, well, that is about the game later on. So that are the goals, that are the people. How does the game work? All of us, or each of us, get cards from one central deck. Thank you. It seems they're already divided into 2 equal stacks, which is, perfect, thank you. So each of us gets 1 stack. Or if we're playing with 3 people, then it's divided by 3, 4 by 4. So those are representing 2 things. First of all, the time we have during the day, and the locations where we can go, the situations we will meet. So thank you. There are different ones: the woods, the mountains, the river, and then there are dangerous cards, the red ones. So there are a couple of other special cards coming in later. Here's the home cards. They're usually safe. So sometimes you can have a small rest or craft things. Okay, so those cards are distributed equally. That means each of us gets one pile. At the beginning of each turn, all of us draw 3 of those top cards, of the equal of the pile. Exactly, 3 of them. Now, every one of us has to choose one of them. And at this point, it's very important that we already talk to each other. So I could say, for example, okay, guys, yeah, let me see. Perfect, thank you. So, for example, okay, well, we need some wood to craft like a spear or a torch or whatever, or some advanced tools later, but we don't have them yet. We don't know how to build them yet. So let's say, okay, the right player now says, okay, yeah, I'm going to the woods because we need wood, or maybe we'll find some animals to hunt down there. Yeah, perfectly. That means the other 2 cards are going in the same order on top of your deck. Perfect. The other player chooses, for example, the home card for now. Let's say the home card because it's safe. So the other player knows already you have an information that card is safe. That means in the worst case, you can help the other one. I come to that in a second. Now, at the same point, both reveal the cards, both players or all the players. So now we see, okay, those are the cards that happened in this time of the day. What you see is always obviously a name and a picture, and then the actions you can do. They are usually the good actions, which are, so both of them cards are good, by the way, they're not red. And as you can guess, red is dangerous. So well, yeah, we'll come to that probably in a minute. So you see that actions, they are by this stone arrow. Thank you. So this card has up to 4 actions, and the last one is a helping action. This is very important for the late game especially. So both players now have their choice to talk about that, and they should talk about it and reveal them in any order. Also very important that sometimes you can get things to use later or in the same turn. That means, let's say player 3 gets their first turn because player 1 wants to build something or something like that. Because the first ability we see on the left card here is a crafting ability. That means you can craft something out of your workbench. The workbench we've seen briefly in the beginning. There are some basic ideas, receipts. It's just on top of that. In the beginning, we know some very basic stuff like a torch we can craft, or I forgot the name in English. Sorry, it's a stone where you use to a firestone or to craft things. Or we can make a spear, which is already a little bit more harder to do because we need 2 resources for that, as you see indicated on the lower part. Thank you. Perfect. But we don't have them yet, so first we have to find them. That's why I wanted to go to the woods with the 1 card. The card to the right, sadly, it's just a healing root, which we could use technically if the card of the party who wants to do it has the right abilities. So let's check what they have. Okay, we see the team who revealed it has 2 dexterities, but we also need a perception, an eye for that. Both is a 1 on before, so obviously there are also requirements sometimes with 2, 3, 4, whatever. So the team on the right could not do it by itself, but luckily the team to the left chose a home card so they can help. Eric, did we script that? I don't think so. Perfect. So you can actually help that. That means we have the requirements now. So we both have the abilities. They are not spent or something because they don't lose their abilities. They still can do what they can do. If you have to spend something, then there's an arrow indicated. Perfectly, thank you. So in this case, it means 2 cards have to be spent. That means you take the top 2 cards of the deck. Exactly, 1, yeah, 2. Actually, it's a really good example. You have to take the top 2 cards and they are going to be discarded. And it's important, if a red card is there, you get 1 damage. It's something that indicates something like you slipped a little bit, or something fall on your head, or whatever, some small mistake. That means you're getting a damage token. You have to distribute to one of your people in that team, and so technically, wait a second. Right now, both teams work together, right? We said that the one helped the other. So you could also say that one of the other team takes a damage. That is a very important mechanic in the game, because the team together made this challenge. And as we have a tank on the left here, it is actually making sense to give the damage to the tank to the left. Well, but these are actually part of the mechanics you definitely need to use in the later levels after the beginning level, because they are getting way harder. So now we solved that, and we got a healing root. The healing root does what it says it can heal. Surprise. But we could technically use it already for the Guardian if we give the roots to this team. Or we have to decide now which team gets the healing root, and it heals 3 damage, so it's probably not yet wise to spend it. But the left team had the home card used already for helping, and the right team discovered, they discovered the healing root, so both are done now. Both cards are discarded openly, while the others were discarded face down, by the way. There's a small difference, thank you. Because there might be interactions with these piles in the later game. Thank you. And also, all the cards are coming back in the next day. So we have a small deck building element in there, but you'll see that in a second. Now we're just repeating that by again drawing 3 cards from each pile. Thank you. So again, we have to decide, and now we see, okay, the left player has 2 river cards, one of them showing a mammoth. That is from the module A, showing the mammoth. So we already get told in the beginning, there is a mammoth herd somewhere, we spot them, they might give us very good food, because obviously big mammoth, big food. And on the right, we'll see a tent coming there. That is the other mission we have. We have to find shelter for the end of the turn, for the end of the day, because things are getting colder, winter is coming, fall, and so we have to find a tent. So those give us indications. There could be something interesting behind there, but the game, it's very important that we don't know it yet in the beginning, so we have to explore things. And we should not spoil it too much for now. That's why we probably not reveal them. So you still can to get the game by yourself, because, well, you want to check the cards, and sometimes you're able to do it, sometimes you have to prepare for it. You might reveal it and see, okay, we're not strong enough yet to get that mammoth, so probably we should prepare, okay, we need this, we need that, and the next time you can try to work towards it. That's basically the base of the game, that you're discovering things, you try to get better and work towards the challenges you have. So when every one of us got through the deck, and remember, we always reveal 1 card, and then we sometimes give away cards. And our example, you just saw that only the right team spent 2 cards. The left team only spent the card which was revealed. So it means the decks are not equally going down. And that means some team might go to sleep before the other one, because when you're running out of cards, you run out of time, you basically have to go to sleep. There's a small mechanic, you can go to sleep more early when you want, and prevent some of the red cards, but that's details. So when we both ran out of the cards, that means all our decks are going to the discard pile or somewhere else. The day ends, and we have to do some things. Obviously, our people want some food. So every one of us, every team member of us, and we can grow our team, obviously. We can have more of our team or less. needs a food. We start with 5 food, and in a 2 players game we have only 4 people, so we're good at that point. We have to spend 4 food now. Easy, we can do it, no problem. If we could not spend it, then each person who does not get a food, luckily not dies yet, but they give us one of the skull tokens. And we remember, if we have 5 of them, we lose the game immediately. So if you cannot feed your people, the game ends very, very fast. Not a good choice. Not unlike Stone Age, the hunger strategy is definitely not something I recommend to try here. Also, we have 2 tasks usually we need to fulfill in the end of the turn. Both of them are now resulting also in skulls if we cannot fulfill them. So to the left, we have to gather even more food because we want to stockpile some food for the hard times. And we need another 3 food as well as 1 fur. Thank you, fur token. So we have to spend them to prevent the skull. If we cannot do that, we get a skull, which we probably do because we don't have enough food right now. The other one would be a tent, and if we don't spend a tent, I told you, it's a shelter. If we don't find shelter, then we also get a skull token. So lives were hard in the Stone Age. We really had to prepare a couple of things, and well, probably it's not unlikely that you end the first turn with a skull already. That's happening. So those are the tasks, and we actually play the game as long as we have the result of whether we collected 5 skulls and die, or we win the game by the painting. What you see on the left here,
I just want to pause for 1 second. I just want to let you know we got about 5 minutes left, so I want to make sure we do also get to how you actually get to the painting, just so we keep an eye on our time to make sure we can talk about how to win.
Well, that is a secret, but it's part of the exploration of the game. You will find symbols or on various cards that allow you to draw a picture. Yeah, maybe you can reveal the first mammoth already, the one you see on the top. Usually there are victory symbols there. They are actually, yeah. Oh, it's a baby mammoth. Very cute. But you don't find a victory symbol there. It's one of the few mammoths without a victory symbol. But usually you find them on those cards. But as I said, it's important. The game is about exploration, so you cannot be 100% sure where to get there. Don't show the number 2 card, please. It's important. But the cards with the number right now, those are story cards, something like that. That means there's something happening as a result of what you do. And that's up to you to discover them. I recommend to do, but yeah, that's up to the players. And you have to find a way to win. It's not like typical. You have to get or you get a point every time or whatever. You have to find a way to get those points. That's part of the game.
Now you'll have to forgive me if I'm not recalling a title, but has Hans and Gluck done a cooperative title before? Not really. No, not in that way. No, that's basically our first real cooperative game. Yeah. That's why we also changed a little bit the style and the logo to make sure, okay, this is a different style of a game to typical Hans and Gluck. You've gotten some compliments in the chat. I like the iconography; looks quite intuitive. So they've definitely resonating with the visual style of this game. But did the design of the game come to you, or did you intentionally seek out a co-op game thinking this is something we don't have yet and we'd like to expand the repertoire of the company?
Well, no, we didn't intentionally work towards this way. It was a good meeting with the designer, and we had a good chemistry. And Peter, the designer, was playing with the game with us, and especially with Johannes, and he presented to me, and we said, okay, well, it's not our typical style, but this has some very, very neat specialties, and so it made it special for us in terms of well, not the average co-op game. So we said, okay, well, let's give it a chance. It's a great game. It's a great idea, and let's work on it. And yeah, we found a good way to work together with Peter, and it was really a good experience. Shout out, thanks to Peter, by the way.
If you don't mind me asking, because I see you've got the copy of Carcassonne Hunter and Gatherers over your shoulder there, that is entering a reprint or is about to hit a reprint, correct?
It is done already, and it's on the boat for US, and so it is a rework of Hunters and Gatherers, total new graphic, and we also change a couple of elements to get a better flow of the game. Like there's minor things like you get another hut while you were usually very scarce on them, and there's a little bit of change in the number of tiles and the special tiles, but the overall game is the same, refreshed and new, and the total new graphic, hopefully even better to see. Yeah. We also,
now, I'm sure
by the way, have some expansion stuff, but you can all see that on our SPIEL.digital site, which I hope you're having a look at.
Now, I'm sure this is different for every publisher, but I'm curious if you might be willing to share a few thoughts of what is the decision making that drives you towards wanting to do a refresh, new art, tweak the rules, tweak the rule book versus just a reprint? What tips you from just a reprint into a refresh, as was the case with Hunters and Gatherers?
Well, first of all, it's a personal thing as well. So it is very seldomly that you can do a perfect thing from the beginning. So there's always something you think, that may be a little bit better to do it like that way, and you get feedback and comments. So well, the art was not really great for playing. It was distracting from the mechanics, and so we said, okay, there's a couple of reasons for changing that, and also it works way better in sales. The argument you have in terms of salespeople, you can say, what is it? Is it the same? When they say, then the shop, well, this is old stuff. I'm not sure. And they say, oh yeah, but it's fresh, it's new, and it shows better. So you have more arguments to sell. It's a point.
Well,
before we wrap, I just wanted to mention this, which Moritz hadn't mentioned before, but Paleo has multiple modules with it as well. So
thank you.
If you want to spend 30 seconds on that.
Yeah, it's the game comes with a couple of modules, and we actually made levels out of it. So we have recommendations of how to combine them. It's not a legacy style that you have to go through it like that, but it's recommended because they're increasing in difficulty and also in experience what you get there. So we offer some downloadable sheet at our website to track things and to keep achievements. You technically can shuffle them totally wild and play even with 3 modules, which I don't recommend in the beginning. That's very tough. But you could do that. So it's actually replayable after you go through the recommendations. That was also very important for us, that we have a long replayability possibility.
Well, Moritz, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to take a quick look at Paleo, which if you guys are interested in that, this is being published by Hamz & Gluck, and thank you again.